Hey Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What do the stars and the cards have to say about your money and career, business, life for July? We're going to find out, so keep watching. All right, Aries, let's first start with some astrological energies you may want to be aware of in July. The first one is the full moon in Capricorn happening on July 3rd in your 10th house of career. Now stay tuned. I will be doing a video for all the signs on that particular energy, but you should be tuning into it because, of course, it's happening in your house of career and authority and structure in your life. And this is the same house, of course, where Pluto has been transiting since 2008. Pluto is now retrograde. He's not conjunct the full moon, but he is retrograde in that house of career for you. So there could be some interesting news, revelations, maybe something related to a past income source coming back with Uranus in your second house of money, squaring Venus and Mars in your fifth house of creativity. A risk that you took a while ago might pay off for you. You might hear something good about that at that full moon. I would give the full moon at least until the 7th to play out its energies because, here in the United States, we have 4th of July. So, usually, yes, full moons culminate around the time of the full moon. But if you're waiting on particular news or something, it may come a little bit later. So just keep that in mind. It's a little bit of a complicated mix of energies happening at that full moon. But I think that there could be some surprising and good news that manifests for you around that time, especially with things that you have been trying to shift and change in your career direction. But of course, it's general energies that we're talking about. We'd have to look more specifically at your astrological chart to know for sure how exactly it's affecting you. The Sun and Mercury conjunct in your fourth house of stability suggests to me, again, you are really wanting to ground some sort of money situation into making it part of your reality. And there could be an interesting contract because Mercury's conjunct the Sun opposite this full moon in your 10th house of career. So there could be a negotiation, a contract happening. It could be centered also around a home financing, a lease, things of that nature, very possible as well. But Uranus squaring Venus in that fifth house for you is a wild card factor. It could bring it's boom or bust, really, with that energy. And it's just going to depend on your individual situation, how it plays out. You also have Mars going into Virgo, your sixth house of work, happening on July 10th. So you're going to be busy. You're going to be a busy little Aries with all sorts of projects in the month ahead. That pace will quicken also when Mercury on July 28th also enters that sixth house for you. It is possible with Mercury going retrograde in August, we'll save that for August video, but just a heads up, something that you do say yes to and start, or you start a career project, or you start, a home improvement project, or, you start budgeting or whatever you start doing with the Mars in your sixth house energy and Mercury, whatever you set your mind to may need a do-over, okay, when we get to the Mercury retrograde in August. And that do-over could be centered around some sort of creative project with Venus going retrograde on July 22nd in that fifth house of yours of creativity. And especially if you're an entrepreneur, you're a writer, you create things for your business, there could just be some stuff that you thought was you made your mind up, but then you're rethinking, you're tweaking, but that's fine. That's a good use of those energies. You may find, Venus also rules aesthetics, so you may find that there's something not sitting right with you in terms of the aesthetics of a particular project that you're doing for work or for your business. And you just want to get it as best as it can be. So as I've been saying to the other signs, the world does not stop just because a planet goes retrograde. So the world is not going to come to an end with Venus retrograde. But it is important for you to watch your pennies because Venus does rule your second house of money. And you do have Uranus still there. And that Uranus transiting our second house can bring roller coaster finances, ups, downs, that type of thing. So Venus in the sign of Leo, which tends to be a big spender, right? Likes to splash the cash, so to speak. Venus retrograde in that fifth house. You don't want to have buyer's remorse or buyer's regret because you splashed out on some sort of pleasurable fifth house luxury item. Not a good idea to do that when Venus is retrograde because you may end up with buyer's remorse. All right, Aries, let's see what we have going on for you in the month of July. What is the tarot energies for Aries? Tarot energies for Aries. Money, career, and business life for Aries. Aries. Let's find out. Temperance. And the Eight of Coins. There's that Virgo. Ace of Swords. That card's been coming up a lot. Star. Gorgeous. And the Five of Wands. All right. Well, you're going to be very busy, as I was saying. You got to keep your head on straight. I think you're going to be very in demand, Aries, with this Five of Wands showing up also. There's a lot of moving parts with the Five of Wands. That's how I'm going to interpret this particular energy. I think you may also be put in charge of some sort of project at work, or you may be put in charge of some sort of organizing a conference or something like that, or organizing a group. You may be asked to be the head of some sort of business group, networking group, sales group, something like that. And so you may be, in fact, with the Five of Wands, having to manage a group of people or manage an event, something like that. You may be in charge of that's offered to you with this Ace of Swords. You're going to be in high demand. There's going to be a lot on your plate in the month ahead. So you got to keep yourself organized, 100%. Okay, with this Virgo showing up here. All right, so we have the Sagittarian energy with the Temperance. That is your ninth house of big picture perspective. It's a publishing house. There could be some good news for those of you who are writers and in academia. There could be some good news related to a project that you have been working on. Again, this good news may be coming by the end of that by July 7th or 8th, even with this, or I would even say by the time Mars on the 10th goes into Virgo, because here's our Virgo. Okay, so you may be getting some good news. Especially with the star here. And this could exemplify with the Five of Wands, everybody wanting your attention, wanting a piece of you. Aries, come do this podcast. Aries, show up here and do this, right? So there could be some excellent publicity coming to you with stuff that you have been working on. And some good news in that regard. Especially, like I said, if you're a writer in academia, if you have international business, your profile could be raised in some way. There could be an interesting international business deal going down for some of you as well, or connection with some sort of foreign client, okay, a client overseas, that type of thing. Again, there's something you're going to have to get together with that and manage. And with that Venus retrograde, and we have the Five of Wands, so that fifth house is Leo, fire, Five of Wands. There's something here, again, lots of moving parts, moving pieces, responsibility, overseeing all these different things. And that's why we have the star here as well. You're the one in charge of this. This Aquarian energy is your 11th house. So that's why I'm saying it can be something connected with groups, networks, associations, perhaps even international. And may involve, it's possible too, with the 9th house and the 11th house, may involve some sort of overseas travel as well for a presentation at a conference, something like that. Okay? Now, Temperance is also a very protective energy. It is an energy of changing from one state to another. It is also about keeping balance. So it's important for you to, as best you can, because you're going to be busy, balance your energies and not get too swept up in everything going on around you, okay? Even though you're going to be in high demand. I mean, here's the 8 of coins. You're going to be focused. You're going to be burning the candle, okay? You're going to be busy. If you are focused on a job search right now with this 8 of coins, I think there could be some good news coming for you, okay, with this. Absolutely. There could be a positive change in manifesting a job for yourself with this Ace of Swords, which could be a contract. And again, the Star card suggesting, they're really impressed by your profile and your ability to work with a variety of different people. So if you're out there trying to sell yourself in the marketplace, in my opinion, from these energies, sell your ability to be flexible with temperance, to be calm and measured. I know, Aries, right? Can you be calm? You can be. Okay, but also that you have an ability, which Aries does. I mean, Aries tends to be, that's despite our feistiness, right? We tend to be, pretty friendly. Like it's again, our 11th house Aquarius. Like we like a lot of different types of people, situations, like we're interested in the world. That's also the 3rd house Gemini. Like, we're curious people. So your sense of curiosity and acceptance of a variety of different people and situations is something I think to be emphasized, like in the workplace, right? Or as you're going on some sort of job search. But this looks very, very good. You've got to keep the balance. You've got so much going on. But it's a positive change for the better. Like you're moving in the right direction this month. And we haven't even talked about the North Node entering your sign. I'm going to do a whole separate video on that, which happens in the middle of July. So, and the North Node, when it transits, especially our sun, okay, but, it will transit your sun at some point between the middle of July and January of 2025. It just depends on, if you're born later in the sign or earlier. Can bring a destined, door opening, new beginning, star-like situation that could be amazing for you. So especially Aries that are born at the very end of the sign. So the born around, 18, 19, 20, around that time period. July could see just some sort of amazing opportunity headed your way. If there again, maybe something that takes a lot to organize for it, but it could be fantastic. And that's the effect of that North Node. But again, separate video coming on that. Keep the faith, stay focused. Right? This especially after the 10th when Mars goes into that Virgo. You're very good at your craft, as we know. Aries are very, very professional, and they give 110% to whatever it is they do. And that energy, you just have so much energy. That energy of focus and going for it and doing it. When you do focus your mind and your intentions, Aries, you are unstoppable. And that energy and focus is gonna really kick open some beautiful doors for you. All right, Aries, let's see what else we have going on for you in the month ahead. Money, career, and business energies. Aries, what do we need to know? Beautiful. Look at this. Take a divinely guided chance. That's the North Node. That's also the Temperance too. The angel guiding you. And the Star card. All right. All positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk. And you are ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories. As you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar, but no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. Okay, yes. And it is possible, again, like I was saying before, it is possible that that full moon illuminates as well in your career zone. Like you have come to the end of the line with something and you are ready for a fresh challenge and, something brand new to sink your teeth into, and your entrepreneurial spirit and your creative energy, So a divinely guided chance. So really paying attention to what and how the universe is directing you. All right, let's see. It's very North Node. So I think this is also a message for your whole North Node transit from July until January 2025. Okay, so yes, not being afraid of taking a risk, leaving behind something that it's comfortable and familiar, but it's just not meaningful and appropriate for you anymore. All right, let's see what we got. Page of Swords and the Page of Wands. Wow. It's happening. Okay, it's happening. So, beginnings, that's the pages. And the first one that's coming out is the Page of Swords. So, that is associated with the energy also of that Ace of Swords we had before. So, saying yes to some communication that comes in, that's going to set you on a whole new path. It could involve the communicative arts, excuse me, because of the swords. It could involve something with the law as well. It could involve something working with philanthropy or, charities or something like that. Very possible also. But in any case, this is news coming in to respond to, also with that Ace of Swords. And then we have the Leo, and of course your energy as well, with the Page of Wands. So I think this is likely, if we're looking for a timing, happening before the start of Leo season. By the start of Leo season, which is July 22nd. Same day Venus goes retrograde. But that's okay. So, you've made up your mind also. The sword can be about an energy of release, as I said. So you're making up your mind to take those first baby steps on taking a chance on yourself. And the new way also that you are thinking about yourself and your career and how it has been transformed since, Pluto 2008 entered that 10th house of career for you in Capricorn. So this is exciting. I mean, I like pages. Pages are exciting seed planting energies for me, and, starting to maneuver and walk the talk and do the things. So this is very, very good. You're going to be starting literally by doing things, but also mentally also rebooting and having that fresh start in some divinely guided new direction. Very exciting, Aries. So Aries, leave me a comment. Let me know what's going on for you with these energies. I'd love to hear. Love you guys. Take care. I'll see you again soon. Stella Wilde, signing out.